Well, hello man cavers. We have electricals. I'll say no more. Roll them credits and then we'll have a look at this thing. Ha! Oh, this is going to be fun. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. Well, you remember from the last video of my Startomatic Lister SL1 Diesel. Well, there we go. Here's our electrics. This is what I got. If you remember, all these wires need connecting. There's cut wires, there's everything. And this was all in a heap in this little box. Yeah. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, wiring diagrams, which I do have, they're just a total mystery to me. I do have a copy of the original handbook, which has all the wiring diagrams in it, but all the little symbols and stuff, I can't make head and a tail of them. I can go better on a photo. I need a photo of a correctly wired box, so I can see where the wires go. Now, here's my control box. There is a wiring diagram in there, but half of it's missing. All this stuff goes inside this door. It don't actually go in there. It bolts on the inside of the door. Now, why the previous owner took it all off there, I wish they'd have just left it all on there, but they haven't. For some reason, someone's took all that off, put it in this box. And I've sanded the front of this down, but they haven't sanded the inside down, so why did they bother taking everything off it? It's still got some original stickers on there. I assume at some point they was going to sand the inside of this down and paint this. I'm not going to. I'm just going to royally rag this up and reassemble it. And there's our door. Now, looking through all this stuff, I were bits missing. My start button, which come in here, was broken. My selector switch, which goes at the bottom, was broken. Well, that's missing, sorry. The four-way selector switch was missing. And something else was missing. That's right, the gauge. My gauge, well, it was there, but the gauge is rough. There's no glass in it and the needle had gone. So my gauge was buggered. My start switch was, well, that fell to pieces. There's no middle to it. And this switch here was totally missing. So, after some advice on the Lister Club, someone very kindly came through, a nice fella called Malcolm. I have a control box for spares. He says it's rough, but it's complete. Rough is not the word. The corners rotted out of it. It is rough, but he said it's virtually all there. So yesterday I had an hour's drive out. There's our start button. So we have a start button, a reset button, and we have our four-way rotary switch. So I had an hour's ride out yesterday to meet up with Malcolm and pick up this box. So we're going to have a look inside here. Because he says this is mainly original. I just got a solder back in the donut, which is one of these, because that's been taken out, and the capacitor, which has been taken out. But I think out of all this stuff, I can make one box out of two. So we're going to have a look in this in a minute and see what's going on. So let me get you set up on the tripod and we will have a look. Right, we are back. You're all set up in the tripod. Let's get the door off this thing and see what we're up against. Oh my word. Here's the donut he was talking about. This part of the box here, we don't really need that. But this is the main bit. As you can see, all the electrics are on the inside. Now, the good thing is, all these wires, which I didn't know what went to the generator. I didn't know which wires went to the generator. These two are obviously your 240 out, so we know where them are. And all these wires here, this red, this black, this orange, this brown, and this yellow, and this blue, they're all the coloured wires I've got coming out of my generator. So I know now where the wires go from my generator. So all these wires, although they look daunting, they're all just generator wires, which are little chocolate blocks. So once they're all out the way, this in here is relatively easy. I've got a black wire off here. These two need to be put back on this capacitor because that had been took out. Look at that for a capacitor. Isn't that lovely? Right old-fashioned capacitor from 1959. Look at that, look. And I bet you a modern capacitor like that these days is probably the size of a AA battery. But look at that for a capacitor. Isn't it lovely? That lovely old writing on there. What have we got? That looked like 4 microfarads, 350 volt DC. Now, oh, hell, she's a DC capacitor, not an AC. Well, there you go, that's a beastie. Anyhow, we know where that goes. That just got a crank on here, look. Like so. And then them two wires, oh, I think that come this way up, actually. Yeah. And these two wires solder on there. I shall have to look where this one goes. Our donut, we have two of them, because we had one come with our... This is the one what come with the new control box. This is the one what come in my old one. That got to come back on there, but I can clearly see that this wire's been cut off here, and this one has been cut off here. So I can see where they go. That goes back on there with a nut on the top, and that holds it all in. Now this door is quite rough on the inside, it's rusty. Now, I don't know whether to open a can of worms and take all this off the inside of this door and put on the inside of my door, or do I just clean everything up in situ, leave it on this door, just rub the outside of this door down and paint it? Or am I going to risk taking all this off so I'm left with all this again and piece one out of two? Or do I risk never getting it right? Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to think about. But yes, I just want to show you what wiring I'm up against, and then we're going to have a look at the actual generator of the engine itself, because this wiring stuff is all quite boring. But yeah, I just want to show you what the inside of these control boxes look like. So there we go, we know what the inside of the control box look like. I have a sneaky feeling I'm something missing off here. Hang on, I think I have a blue thing on here. Hang on, let me get my boxes and my bits out of here. Alright, here's my original block, which luckily they've left together. Now, hang on, there's all capacitors missing off here and all, by the look of it. It looks like there's meant to be capacitors on here, but I've got them here, look. Either way, that's look, what's missing? There we go, this little blue thing has gone, look. Can you see that? I need to put this little blue thing on there, which is a yellow and a brown wire. So we should have a spare yellow and brown wire. There they are, yellow and brown wire, look. Now I've got to come onto this blue thing, which need to go there. So I'm thinking, put all this back in my new door, in my old door, all this stuff, and just rob the bits out of here that I need, which is going to be the start switch, which is this, or the start switch is behind there. I could just take the start switch out, take the four-way switch out, put in my new door with these old components. What do you reckon? Just take the bits out of here I need to build that up? Or do I use all of this and just put in that blue component here, on there, and just clean all this up? But look at how rusty these components are. And I know they're only points, and no doubt with a little tickle with a nail file, all these little points would close up. I mean, everything's free. All these little solenoids appear to be working. I mean, as you can see when I tap them, they all appear to open and close. So I'm sure if you just rubbed a bit of emery paper through them, clean them contacts up, they would be fine. But so what do you guys think? Rebuild my original door with these and scavenge the bits out of that? Or put my missing bits on here, which is all complete, and do that? Either way, I think we can sort the electrics out. Anyhow, let me stop rambling on. We'll get round the workshop and we'll actually look at the generator side of the engine now. Because that's one thing we haven't even looked at. The actual generator. Don't even know if that generator turns. So, yeah. Right, I'll stop this video. We'll get round the workshop and I'll be back in a minute. Bye-bye for now. Alright, we're back, guys. Here is our generator unit. I'll put on a bit of wood on my clinically clean floor. Guys and girlettes, you would not believe how heavy this thing is. It was just lying on the floor and I lifted on this bit of wood. Lifted it is a understatement. It weighs a ton. God no, it must be honed out of solid gold. It is so heavy. Anyhow, I haven't even looked at this. I've never had this cover off. I've never been inside this control box. I don't know whether that's all missing in there or whether it is all there. I can see we have connections here for positive and negative for the battery. This is not even bolted to the thing. I've held it on with a ratchet strap when I picked it up. And here are all our wires what go into that control box. See them? These should be the same colours, or I'm hoping these are the same colours what are in that control box, so we know where these all go. This shielding on here all looks a bit rough. I think I'm going to take that out of there. There you go. Yeah, all this is all knackered, look. What do you call that stuff? Oh, conduit, I think. If anyone knows where I can get some of that, because I've looked on eBay and all I can find is plastic stuff. I can find plastic conduit. If anybody knows where I can get this metal conduit from, if I'm calling it right, is it conduit? I don't know, I think it is. But I need some metal conduit, about 2 metres. There might even be some electricians among you that have got a roll of it. And you'll send me a couple of metres. Because we need a couple of metres to replace, because all that's a bit rough, look. Or if you know what this stuff is actually called, or you can give me a link to a website that sell metal stuff, that would be great. There's our generator wires. Oh yeah, there's 2 thick ones I noticed in that other box, black and blue. I think these are your 2 power outs and these are all your remote controls. Yeah, I think we can sort out where all this goes. But let's actually have a look at this generator. Let's first of all upend it and let's see if the thing actually turns. I haven't even checked it turns. God, that's heavy. God, that is so heavy. Well, there's our shaft. Let's have a come round here and let's actually see if I can actually turn this thing. Because if that generator, for all I know, that's sea solid. So let's have a look. Will it turn? Oh. Well, look at that. It turns, look. And it's free. I was expecting seized bearings. Look at that. They're even free and spin freely. Well, that is a majorly good touch. Right. There isn't really. Let's have a look in this end. I don't think there's an awful lot we can do in here. We have a greaser here which greases that bearing. So what I can do is I can take this off, fill that with grease and grease him up. Oh, we've got a little ID plate on there. I like, there's an ID plate around here as well, look. Excellent. For any of you guys that want any detail off that, you're seeing it before I do. I haven't even looked at that yet. But there's our ID plate off the generator. Our little switch. What's it say on there? Get the light right. Oh, I see. Charging rate. Charge switch. Charge high, charge low. Well, that appear to work. So I reckon that's to give a high charge rate to your battery, low charge rate. Well, that's a touch. That switch seemed to work. This turns, which I'm... Oh, you can see all the arm that you go around in there. Look, I'm actually quite amazed at this. Now, there's going to be enthusiasts and perfectionists among you that say, send that to an alternator shop, get it rewound, get it gone through. Yeah, if you've got 500 or 600 quid you want to lump into restoring an old generator, go you ahead, fill your boots. We're a man cave here. We like to do things on a budget. All I want this thing to do is be safe and give me out some power to tickle a few light bulbs on a rally field. That's all she's got to do. So, what we are going to do... Oh, I can't even pull it. Right, I'll get this back in a tripod. We'll get this spun round and we'll see if we can get this band off. And, well, I don't know how that control box is meant to hold on there somehow. Look, I reckon that's come unbolted or something. Yeah, there's a load of wires going. I don't know how that's meant to sit on there somehow. We'll get to that in a minute. Right, let's get this back and then we'll have a look. Hang on a minute. Oh, we need some hooga-doogas. Oh, bloody hell. You can see why I'm going to put this thing on a trailer. Oh, however people manage these on a cast iron, on a trolley with cast wheels, I don't know. Way too heavy. Right. Let me get this damn ratchet strap off here. Oh, I ain't even on for some reason. Let's see if we can get this off. And then we can perhaps get and have a look in here and all. So I put this strap on when I picked the machine up. Oh, bugger, I can't lift that. Pardon my French, but this is heavy. There we go. There we got our ratchet strap out of the way. Alright, there we go. How the hell does this thing bolt back on? Now obviously bolt on there somehow. But I don't know how. Can I even see bolt holes? Yes, I can actually. How does that hold on there? That look like there's a... That look like there's 4 knobs. Oh, it can't be because there's wires come out of there. This obviously got to sit. How does that hold on there? That obviously got to sit on there. I've got to come this way. I don't quite know how that sits on there actually. It's like 4 feet, but that won't. It won't go over that much to go in there. Oh well, we'll sort that out another day. What have we got written on the top here? Can I actually read that? No. There is writing on there, but I can't read it. So I think we need to see if we can get in this end. I think I might stand the generator up on its bell housing so we can actually get to it. So let me have a go, see if I can get this thing stood up. Excuse my fat backside. There we go. Alright, let's get that old conduit out of the way. Let's see if we can walk him on here a bit. There we go. There we go. Oh, we have a bare wire there which the insulation's rubbed through. We'll have to put a bit of heat shrink around that, or tape that up, or make that safe. Ah, that looked like that band was just going to slide off then. Will this band just slide off? Ah, look at that. That band is off. What have we got in here? Ah. Surprisingly, it actually looks half decent. What's this here? Ah, so you can got, let me get you guys down there so you can see what I can see. We've actually got earth written on there, so we know where our earth got to go. We have another greaser here. I assume that's a greaser to grease this bearing. So we've got this greaser here, this one down here we know about. It actually looks, all that stator ring in there actually looks half clean. Considering this had sat in the and all rotted out, I thought we might be all manky and rusty in here. Everything looks, let me get the flash on. Everything looks surprisingly clean and rust free. Some cobwebs. Excellent, because this was the side I was worried about. I'm no good on electrics. The engine side of it I'm quite good. Yeah, it's even, where are we? There you go. Even these wires are still bright metal. Look, there's very little corrosion all around the, oh, look at that stator in there. I can see that bit what the brushes rub against. Where is it? There it is. In here, look. There's no rot on that at all. In fact, that is surprisingly clean. Oh, that's making me feel a lot better that this thing will actually do some generating. All the brass in here is still good. What's all this here? I don't know what that is in there. Is that a capacitor? Is that a capacitor on there? In the back there? Haven't got a damn clue. I would like to get this end plate off, so we can have a proper look in there. I assume these 4 screws come out, because I assume they go into this big metal framework. And once these 4 screws are out, I'm guessing there's a bearing in there for the end of the motor spindle. So I wonder if we take these screws out, if they will come out. Ah, there's 2 more here, look. I reckon if we take these screws out, this end plate should come off. Alright, let me get a screwdriver and we'll have a look. So, to give these screws the best chance possible, we're going to hit them with some heat. Because I've noticed these old things always come on better undone when they've been heated. And I don't think we're going to do any damage to wiring underneath there, but I will come at an angle. Will this screw actually undo? Come on. Wow, look at that. It's coming. You know, every video I say this, old stuff come undone. Let's try one without the heat. Just to see. Well, that one's loose. Will this other one come undone? See what I'm going to do. Don't look, guys. I'm just going to clean the groove out for this screw using my screwdriver and cleaner. There we go. We should have a good groove in here. Will this undo? No. Yes. Oh, ah. With a bit of pushing, Yeah, that's undoing, look. Look at that. Yeah, so them two are loose. Let's clean these screw heads out again. These screw heads are, how can we put it? Rough. They're all corroded up. I know this is not the way you treat a screwdriver. But I'm only giving it little taps. And these are good screwdrivers with a lifetime warranty, thank goodness. So when I do bugger them up, I take them back to the shop and they give me a new one. You just got to show signs that you haven't hit them. Shh. We haven't never hit these, no. There we go. Yeah. Now will these undo? Nope, that one's going to bugger up. No, that one's going to bugger up. Alright, that one's come. So that one's loose. Oh, we've got one more here, look. This is what I'm saying about having to heat these sometimes. I didn't particularly want to heat this one because I didn't want to boil the grease up what's in there. But we might have to just... that one's coming. Alright, so these two have undone. These two haven't. Ain't no wires under there, is there? Let's come here at an angle and just heat these ones up a bit. Da 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 da. Some heat down the bottom of that screw, I hope. Let's give her a tap. Just let her know we're coming. Will this undo now? No, that's tight. That is tight. This one's come. We might... Don't want to chew that head right off. Let me get a pair of my old grips. I mean, we are so close with doing that screw. And another little bit of snippet. My buddy I went to last week and I see his working Startomatic. We got that going? Come on. Oh, that's come undone. Yeah, my buddy who we see the Startomatic last week. I'm going over his again tomorrow. He's very kindly donated an engine to the channel. And that's going to be another one. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Oh, I love it. It's all coming undone. Look. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is. It'll be a surprise. But he's donated an engine to the channel that's seized up. Now this particular engine was fitted to a machine. He did tell me what machine it was and I can't remember. And the machine tipped over and the engine was still running with the machine on its side. And basically it seized up or stopped running and now it won't turn. So whether this engine's seized, oh look at that, it all just lifts off. Oh, now that's a surprise. There's still clean grease in there, look. Look how clean that nut is. I was expecting horrors inside there, absolute horrors. But this is surprisingly clean, considering all the weather what's got on that generator over the years to rust this cover out. All these bearings have still got bright grease in them. Swing you a look down here. Yeah. Let's get you zoomed out. Come on, camera. There we go. Can you guys see this? Let me put the flash on. There we go. Look at that. You can still see fresh grease and bright coloured bearings. Now this is that cooled down now? Oh yeah. Now to me this is a really good sign. I'm assuming we need to have this earth off as well. So I'm assuming that earth goes all the way through, which it does. There's an earth there. So we're going to take this nut off. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm skipping backwards and forwards of this video, aren't I? Come on, done. Come on, done. No, is that turning the whole thing? No, it was, but it isn't now. There we go. Oh, she's a bit tight. Come on, there we go. There we go. She's coming. There we go. It's our little earth strap and our little earth badge, look. So I'm hoping now this end plate. Ah, there's another screw here, look. Look at that. Looky there. We've got one more screw to get out. That could be fun. But I think once that's out, yeah, I'm pretty sure this will come off then. I really need another one of these end plates, don't I? Has anybody got one of these lying about? Anybody got an old Lister generator with a good end plate? We shall see, won't we? We shall see. Yes, so tomorrow we're going to pick up another engine. And yes. Right, let me see if I can get that other screw out. I don't know whether I can or not, because that one looks rough. That looks rough. Alright, let me clean out these grooves. I am not holding out a lot of hope for this one coming undone. I really aren't. The screw head has virtually rusted right off. There's no wires there. Let's give that a heat. And let's see if we can get this screw undone. We might not. Alright, let's give her a bit of heat. Let's give her a tap down. Just let her know we're coming. Will this unscrew? Please unscrew. Please unscrew. Please unscrew. There isn't even enough on there to grab up with mole grips. Oh, come on, please come undone. No, that ain't gonna come. Well, I had a sweet feeling that might happen. That's a swine. There's always one. Oh, there's me talking about old stuff always come undone, and then this one here. But that is particularly rotten around this end. So how are we going to get that off? Probably, to be honest with you, grind it. So I can't see that's going to undo there very well. Well, that metal is so weak there. There we go. I shall have to take that off, maybe make a new piece up. I can see we have under there grit. We have under there grit and dirt, which I do not want to fall in them bearings. I don't particularly want it falling down into the generator either. I'm going to lay some rag around this generator and use a paintbrush to brush that off in the opposite direction to the grease. So I do not want all that crap going in there, or particularly in the generator. Alright, we have a bin liner wrapped around there. Now let's get the paintbrush and get all that stuff off without it going in where them bearings are. There we go. None of that has gone in where the bearings are, and none of it fell down actually into the generator. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We might have a fighting chance of somehow getting that screw out now. I don't know, but if we can get that screw out, if not, I'll have to, I don't know, I really want to get it out of that hole, don't I? But there's nothing to grab with the mole grips, that's the problem, absolutely nothing. No, that's way too flat to grab with the mole grips. Right, this bit is rotted away totally. There's no strength left to this metal at all. Now I wonder if we bend that up, if we can get some purchase on it now. Has this got it, or am I just turning that bit of metal? What was turning then? The whole screw or just a bit of metal? I honestly couldn't tell you. Nip it up a bit more. Put some downward force on here. Look at that. Look at that. Our screw is out. That is perfect. There we go. That is spot on. Look at that. Now we can take our bag out. There we go. That has now got all that dust cleaned out of there. Perfect. And we can have a better look at what our generator is doing now. And what sort of condition we've actually got in here. Get you back in. Have a closer look. Now I'm no generator expert, like I've said many times. But if you guys can see anything wrong with this, what is this? That thing in there. It looks like the wires come off your brush. Oh, look at our brushes. Well, aren't they easy to change, look. There's our brushes. Oh, are these brushes? Oh, I haven't got a go. You guys are going to... Oh, no, there's brushes down here, but looking at it. Are these meant to be... Are these meant to pivot? These ones in here? These ones I've got my finger on. Are they meant to pivot or... Oh no, they just put... They go in and out on this one. Oh, there they are. Look, they just go in and out on that wire. Oh, I see. They spring on there. Is it all clean? You guys might better explain. There's 2 windings on this apparently because it's dyno start. One of these put out 240 once it's running. The other one is 12 volt. That's not 24. These are 12 volts. Some of these gensets were 24 volt, but they were the bigger ones. This is the little baby 1.75, so she's 12 volt. So one of these give you 240 out, and the other one is 12 volt in for starting. Which one's which? Is this your 240 side? Or is this your 240 side down the bottom? I'm assuming this big one down the bottom is your 240 side, because this gnarled wheel, is that a stator, is it called? Oh, I really don't know. That looks more familiar to an electric motor to me. So it looks like these 1, 2, 3, 4 brushes. Yeah, it looked like them 4 brushes will be your AC. And I'm assuming these 2 are going to... No, oh no, there's 4 of them and all. Right, I'm lost then. Okay, we've got 4 of them as well. Which side's AC and which side's DC? Now, they go on the bottom of that, look. Where are we? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. They go on the bottom of that there. And these ones go on the top. But everything's still springy. And not seized. Which I absolutely love. And I can't believe how clean that grease is in there. And there's no corrosion. Really? Just some cobwebs. So I know some of you'd be like, oh, you should get that rewound. Well, we're not going to bother getting things rewound, because the likelihood is this is a low hours unit anyhow. Like I Startomatics. Constant run generators tend to have got more use, but Startomatics, they were normally either backup or they were only used when actually required. They weren't just running all day for the sake of it. So the likelihood is this probably hasn't got a massive amount of hours on it. So there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. I'm only taking this to bits to make sure it's not a block of rust in here. Just to make sure it's not, you know, it's not corroded. There's no chewed wires. But to me, everything look alright. All these wires look to be good. No insulation chewed off them. Everything look alright. So what do I do here, guys? Can I squirt some WD-40 in here? That won't hurt, will it? Can I squirt a bit of WD-40 on these joints? Or even a bit of light oil? Or shall I get some electrical contact cleaner in aerosol form and just spray the whole lot in there to clean it all up? Or do I just do a bit of light oil? And what would you guys do with this to actually recommission it? Before I couple that up to the engine and fire this thing up to see if we can get anything out of it, I want to make sure it's safe, because man cave don't want to get electrocuted, obviously. So yeah, I'm sure some of you guys are mustard on electrics, and you'll be like, oh, how can you be so stupid? But to me, yes, I'm stupid. I don't know anything about this caper. I just wanted to have a look in here. What's that? That's our earth there, look. Yeah, that's our little earth strap, which comes through. Is that all earthed properly? Yeah, that seemed to be all earthed on there, look. Where are we? There we go. All these wires seem to look good. They will go down there. And now obviously the wires that come out of there. We have a bare wire here. I am going to have to... All the others look alright. I'm going to have to tape him up. Because that I know is going to be dangerous. So that's definitely going to need heavily taping up. But there we go. There's the inside of our generator. And I can say I'm more than happy with that, if I'm honest. More than happy. Yeah, can't believe that bright coloured grease still in there. Oh, and there's some lovely original paint on the underside of this generator. I wonder if when I get this rust off, there's got to be any original paint left. There's another look. Right, we've got a sticker here. Sorry, your camera orientation's got to be wrong now. Shunt regulator, 0.6 ohms at 1.2 amps. Now, what is a shunt regulator? I have no clue what a shunt regulator is, but I'm sure some of you out there will know. Drop it in the bleep blooper in the comments. That looked like some form of capacitor, suppressor to stop radio interference. How many of them is there? Just one here. That's this thing here. Look, what is it? Comes out of this. Look like it comes out of this winding here, which disappears down into the armature. Comes up on here. What is this thing? Could it be faulty? Could it need replacing? Is it a suppressor? Can you just take this wire off here and this wire off here and join them together? Or is this thing essential? What is it? Because I haven't got a clue. Or shall we just leave well alone and just give her a little bit of a clean and some lubrication? But all these springs do seem to work. Well, that's good. We've seen inside our generator. Am I got to take it to bits any more than this? No. So if this all comes to bits, I may not figure out how it goes back together, and then I'll be left with a generator that's totally inoperative. But it looks like this side of it, it's fine. Looks like it. Yeah, all them brushes appear to be free. Let's have a look in there again. Now, is that one seized up? Can you see there? Ah, that one. This one I don't appear to be able to move very well. Right, see that, or that brushes all the way in. Now that should spring out though, shouldn't it? Or have we got a problem with our... No, there should be a spring on there, so this brush will push in and out. And I can't see it. Well, there we go. We'll have a look into that one, see why that isn't pulling in and out. I don't want to pull the damn wire off it. Well, there we go. I'm sure we'll sort this out. So, there we have it. We have... yeah. Right, so guys, I think we're going to end this video. Yeah, till I get advice off you as to what to do with this. Blow it out, clean it down with contact spray, just WD these joints. Can I WD the whole thing? What should I do? How do I get on with this recommissioning it? I'm guessing just lubricate all these little lube points and re-grease everything and give it a go, because all the wiring looked good to me. I'll try and free that brush up somehow. I don't know what's going on with that. But is the condition of that alright? If I get you guys down there to look in there. There's all them armatures and stuff. Do that all look in good condition to you? Looks pretty good to me. But then again, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm an idiot when it comes to electrics. I'm an idiot on most things. Well, there you go. I don't care. I'm your idiot. Right. Oh. Oh. There you go. Make sure you keep your knees good, guys. Keep your knees good. Right, I'm going to go. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm back over Jeff's. I can't get him to repair on video. He's camera shy, the old boy. But there you go. We're going to have another little look at his Startomatic, perhaps. Pick up the other project, which I think you guys might like. So there's definitely one project coming back. I might be on the deal for a second one. We will see. Well, we'll see when we get over tomorrow what happens. But yes, we've definitely got one coming back, which I think you guys will like. Been on a machine, tipped over. All I know is it's seized up and the oil filter has pierced. So I'm assuming the oil filter got pierced, the oil lost out, it seized. Has it heat seized? Has it friction seized? Has it seized overstanding because it's been off the machine for a long time? Haven't got a clue, but we'll have to get into it at some point, see what's damage it's done, and see if we can get this thing going. All I'm going to say is, it's a slightly bigger relation to that one. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, I'm off. And I'll see you guys next time. Probably do a video while we're over Jeff's tomorrow. Alright, bye-bye for now. Just help me out what to do with that. Bye-bye for now.